Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and I wanted to go over something I just built and show you how I did it. I've already done the job. I've just got a few little things that I need to add to it to make it better. What I did, my landlord went and redone his deck and built a roof over his porch and everything, so he redone everything, and instead of wood he went with the plastic railing and stair railing and stuff like that. And he had a whole bunch of scraps left over, so he gave them to me, and he gave me the old gave me all the old stuff that came off his old porch. So that's going to be for the chicken coop. But this, I wanted to show how I did it. I had an old table, an oak table. There's half of it still yet. Ready for the next project, I reckon. But it's an inch thick, and it's solid oak. And I just cut my boards out right here to add to the end of this. So basically what I did was I milled out a pocket that was the same shape as this piece here, that's 16 millimeters deep, which is half the distance of this is thick, and it goes inside there. And then I routed or milled out another pocket for the brackets. Now this one is hidden. This one, however, is not. It's up proud, but this is flush. But anyway, I did the same thing to all four of them. I milled out a pocket, same shape. And then what we had a problem with was this way. It kept wanting to, this would go that way, this would go this way. It would just be like an accordion. So I decided to mill out a pocket in here for another piece of that table and put it in there. It's the same size as these slats. So when it all sandwiches together, this is tight up against the bottom of this and tight up against the bottom of that one. So that is to keep it from doing this, to keep it straight. All right, then I took the, right now I haven't got a brace on the top. That's what I'm 3D printing. I'm 3D printing some slide or guides for this bracket right here. I'm going to 3D print, well, I am 3D printing guides to put right here, and that keeps that centered so that when this thing slides, it doesn't do this, because we want it to go straight. So we put it all together with brackets instead of, I had several different ways I could have done this. I could have put all thread all the way through it, but I didn't have any. So I had to do with what I had to work with. And this is going to be really nice. So then, to get this thing to slide back and forth, I was sitting there studying this, how I was going to do it, and I thought, well, you know what? The slide on that table that separates it so you can put your leaf in it, that's what that is. And I just mounted this gate to the top of that and mounted it to the floor, and then I locked up one of them. There's actually two slides on this. This can actually slide that much further, but I didn't want it to, so I pinned one of the slides and only used the top one. And believe it or not, there's only 2 screws actually holding this thing to the floor. Other than that, take 2 screws out, well, 3. I have to unlock the one to get to the other ones. But so then I had the problem of weight causing this to sag, because it's only 1 inch thick. So I went out in my little drawer of all the things I collect and I found a set of refrigerator wheels that's on a pivot, and it's got a screw that adjusts the wheel up and down. And I'll show you a close-up here in a minute. And it worked perfect for this. It shortened my travel because it used to go 2 inches further so that it was kind of level with the outside of the rails over here. So, but that's alright. I was planning on originally making them so that they lifted off of a pin so that you could remove them, but I already had a slide. I said, well, I'd rather do that. So it's a little uneven because the boards are kind of warpy. So, but it's, in the end, is all you need to worry about. It'll actually move up and down just enough to get over that hump. But once it gets to the hump, the wheel is adjusted to where it's the right height, so I can keep both of these the same height. So I left about, I don't know, 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch on the gap between it, which ain't bad. So right now I'm 3D printing a latch. I've already got my screw in there, and this is what's going to be the hinge pin for the latch. Basically, it's just going to come over here, it's going to hinge right here, and then it will have a latch that goes down on this. So when you shut it, it's got a taper on it so that when this shuts, it will lift the latch and lock it in place. Either way you go, whether you open this one or you open this one. So we're hoping it's going to work that well. Alright, and then it's not supposed to be that close to the pole. It's supposed to be about right there. So as you can see, I've got holes drilled right there and right there. And that is where I'm going to mount my guides. So basically, I'll have a guide here and a guide here, and it's got a taper on each side. One here, one there, one there, and one there. And that way, and it's going to be about 1/8 of an inch away from it, so it has some kind of movement back and forth. It's okay if it's got a little bit, but that will keep that straight in line and working smoothly. And I think it turned out pretty nice, guys. So let's go outside here and look at it and see what it looks like from the outside. I think it looks alright. Looks fine to me. It kind of looks like that one is a little downhill, but there's really not a whole heck of a lot I can do about it, simply because that floor is just not level. So you have to work with what you got. So I think that works. What do you think, guys? You think that'll work? I know it'll work. Just I might have to tweak the latch area, because I don't know if I have a whole hell of a lot of room for the screw. So we'll see. So anyway, it's pretty much done except for the guides, but I thought that was a pretty good idea to take a old oak table. You can utilize the slides in it. You can utilize it for wood. These here I made out of 2x2 square stock, or it might have been 2.5 by 2.5 square stock. I just cut that much of it off of it, and I cut the end corners on the opposite corners, and I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of them, and it took 4 to get 8. 4 cuts to get 8 of those. So, and then this here is just that plastic railing that you get to put over top of your other post and add this in the middle of it. So it's just a matter of putting parts together to make it work. You had to work around these posts because it's not common for anybody to have a round post, so I had no choice but to go on this little 2x2 right here. And basically all this is a guide. It's not really holding any load. Unless somebody was to just haul off and kick the shit out of this and kick it this way or that way, it'd probably break my pad, but that's never going to happen. So I think that'll work just fine. It's a little hard to get moving once you start getting moving. It catches and stuff on them high spots, but other than that, I'm fine with it. It's got wheels on it. He's gonna start again, ain't he? And this is all it is them refrigerator wheels. So if you was to go and slide this one, you can see the adjuster screw. This here will adjust that wheel up or down. So that's what we're using for wheels, and it turned out to work just great. But anyway, that's my gate. I hope this video ain't too dark. It's starting to get a little dark on us, and I'm about ready to open war on a frog. He's got that whole creek over there to mess around. He don't need to be up here making all that racket. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.